Fancy Lou Who. How are you? The author is in the house. She managed to figure out YouTube. Yay! Oops, y'all gonna have to excuse my hair today. I just put stuff on it to keep it from freezing, and now I got chill bumps from head to toe, and I'm freezing. Keep it from freezing. Girlfriend, I think 5-year-olds can figure this YouTube stuff out faster than anybody else. I got 5, 6, 7-year olds that get on it all over the 8, 10, 11. They get on it all the time. It's crazy. And I have people with college degrees try to get on here and they can't figure out how to talk to us. They see the video, they just can't figure out how to talk to us. I'll separate from my family. Um, Nobody close except my little nephew Sawyer, who's probably going to put his fossil down. He's fine though. But my extended family is like, I got strokes, I got wrecks, I got cancer, I got mini strokes, or maybe a heart attack. I'm not really sure. I got blood clots. It's just everywhere. Hello, Miss Jody. Get ready for Sunday, Jody. And it's just bad, y'all. All of these are that generation my parents raised. We're talking 60s, 70s. The sound is cutting out. Okay, let me try this. Can you hear me? Does this sound better? Worse? Nothing at all? Much better. Okay. This is another issue I have, Ms. Maretti, is um, what works one night won't work the next night, vice versa. Um, but it's still the best platform I found yet to do videos on. So I'm just about ready to hang it up either way. I'm just tired of it. So, y'all hear the music? I got John Legend on it, and it's a piano version the whole way. So you know it's gonna be good. All right, 8:07. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm running the Ms. Moretti. How far? Normally, I read for till about 9 o'clock my time, so that's about 50 minutes. And it usually equals out about 3 chapters. Sometimes it's only one chapter, sometimes it's 6 chapters. I don't know. But if you want me to stop at a certain chapter, for sure, then let me know. I've not looked to see how long your chapters are. How they look at the first chapter looks about average, so I would say about 3 chapters tonight. If you don't want me to go in 3 chapters, I won't. If you want me to, if I get to 3 and you want more, I can go more. So just let me know, okay? Alrighty. Mama, where's my other rain boot? Cooper, it's not raining. You need your sneakers, buddy. There will be a lot of walking on this field trip. But my sneakers aren't cool, Mom. I have a Cooper. Love it. I walk out of the bathroom to see my stubborn, oh, and he's 6 years old too. To see my stubborn 5-year-old son is wearing shorts, a long sleeve shirt, and only one rain boot on his little foot. Coop, I sigh. We talked about this last night, remember? Miss Applegate said to wear sneakers and clothes you won't get too hot in. You can't wear that shirt today. It has long sleeves. Mom, he whines. It's my favorite. I look down at his scowl and big brown eyes filled with frustration. I think back to what I read in my parenting books. Letting children pick out their clothes builds self esteem. You can wear the shirt. If you get hot, push up the sleeves. I don't have any of my own. I have grandkids, so I just skipped the kids, went straight to the grandkids. You can wear the shirt. If you get hot, though, push up the sleeves. I'm not budging on the boots, though, Coop. You'll get blisters. Fine. Stomping back to his room, I watch him retreat with half frustration, half amusement. I'm afraid I'm going to have an entire bookshelf of self help books dedicated to the teen years. Books and the internet are your only option when you don't have parents yourself to dole out parenting advice. At least if I read up on this stuff, I can pretend to look like I know what I'm doing out in public when he throws a tantrum about his chocolate bar at the grocery store. I show up 4 minutes late to work because of a last minute discussion about the importance of eating breakfast before school. By the time I actually get to work, I feel like I've already worked an entire 8-hour shift. Amen. Hey, Gertie. Rough morning? My friend Jules asks as I walk into the hospital, her soft blue gray eyes full of concern. Jules and I met while taking nursing classes together and are lucky enough to get scheduled a lot of the same shifts at the hospital. She's a natural redhead with a spitfire attitude to match. Some people find her intimidating. I agree, she can be blunt, but I never have to wonder what she's thinking or pretend to agree with her because she has always appreciated my honesty just as much. I admire her strength. I suppose that also comes with the added years she has on me. You'd never know she's pushing her late 40s. She takes care of herself and has killer curves. She's also great with Cooper and one of the few people I trust alone with him. Is the music okay, girls? Vincy? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it was a 7. Let me read that again. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it was a 7. I reply saying, well, that's an improvement from last week, right? She looks at me hopefully. Her question makes me chuckle. Yes, I suppose it is. Hey, you want to grab lunch together later? She asked as we look over our schedules for the day. Someplace other than that nasty cafeteria, maybe the deli down the street. The thought of eating PB&J for the fifth day in a row causes me to blurt out with yes before I take into consideration my dwindling pocketbook. My day flies by with only one major vomit explosion from a lady in room 203. You'd think after years in nursing and a child who's had more than one bout with the stomach flu, I'd be immune to the smell. But I'm not that lucky. After a quick scrub change, I hurry out of the hospital and drive to the elementary school to pick Cooper up. I wait in the long line of cars, praying my car doesn't overheat. I watch other moms buzz by me, sipping on tall cups of iced coffee, high on their daily caffeine. I can only imagine the obscene amounts of money they spend on those things every day. I've been cutting my own hair since the divorce. Thank God for YouTube. Don't say it, Mom, Cooper says, interrupting my thoughts as he jumps into the car, slamming the door hard behind him. His face is red and sweaty. Okay, I won't say I was right or that you should have worn short sleeves, I tease. Mom! I chuckle to myself while looking back at him in the rearview mirror. You're looking at me like that again, Mommy. Are you thinking about Uncle Mike? He asked, his little face showing concern. Sorry, buddy. You just look so much like him the older you get. Maybe he can visit us and I can show him my new airplane book. He soothes me in the only way he knows how. I don't think he's going to visit soon, buddy. We can try calling him tonight, though. I tell him as I pull out of the parking lot. I miss my brother, my only sibling. I miss when my life was simpler, although I can't put my finger on when that was. Mom, Cooper says quietly from the back seat. Do I have to go to Daddy's house this weekend? We could tell him my tummy hurts like last time, he asked, changing my wondering thoughts. Let's talk about it at dinner, okay? I don't like to go with Daddy. He's boring and he doesn't like me to bring my toys anywhere. He pouts. I hear you, bud. I sigh. The parenting books don't have a lot of great advice on what to do when your 5-year-old doesn't want to go on his court-appointed visit with his father. I'm not going, Mom. He stomps his foot, defiance ringing in his tone. I like to think he got his strong will from me and that it would help him get farther in life. I just forgot that it could also be used against me. Honey, you have to go. Remember what we talked about? Daddy has his time with you and Mommy has her time with you, so it's fair. It's not fair to me, he tears up. I want to always stay home with you. Divorce sucks, he yells, stomping his feet on the way to his bedroom to grab his overnight bag. I can't argue with him. It does suck. It sucks even more that I asked for the divorce. Now I feel responsible for making my child unhappy. Coop, Daddy is going to be here in a few minutes. Are you almost ready? He comes out of his bedroom, dragging his bag along the worn, rust-colored shag carpet. I stifle a laugh when I see the outfit he picked out. Blue polka dot shorts, a purple striped shirt, and his red, oversized clown shoes from Halloween last year. I hear a knock at the door, signaling Elliot's arrival, and turn to let him in. My ex-husband has a commanding presence. The result of a childhood spent being taught how to act proper and a look of old money about him with a sharp jaw, perfectly straight white teeth, and hair that he keeps freshly trimmed every 2 weeks, whether it's needed. I open the door and stand back to let him in, smelling his familiar pricey Cartier cologne. He gives me a sharp nod as a greeting as Cooper comes into the living room, interrupting any chance of small talk we would feel forced to awkwardly share. Oh, wow. Elliot says, taking in Cooper's creative outfit. Is that what you're wearing today, big guy? I thought the animals at the zoo would like my outfit and laugh, he instantly says. Elliot turns to me and we share a knowing look. I have to give him credit. He is trying to be more flexible and not so uptight since the divorce. It surprised me when Elliot said he thought of taking Cooper to the zoo instead of out to lunch with his mother like they usually do every other Saturday. Coop, I think the animals will love your outfit, but you might get scared. But might get scared if you trip and fall with your clown shoes on, I say gently. Okay, I'll wear my boots instead, he yells, running off to the closet. Coop, I'm not sure, I begin. No, Gertie, Elliot stops me. It's okay, he says, giving me an unconvincing smile. Chapter 2. Hello. I grumble into the phone after seeing my younger brother Aiden's number flash across the screen. Dude, it's almost noon. Are you sleeping? Dude, I mock, clearing the sleep from my throat. It's my fucking day off. What's it to you? Shouldn't you be in bed recovering from your night with the flavor of the month? He chuckles, knowing I have a point. My brother gets more ass than I've ever thought of. Get your lazy butt out of bed. I want to go play some ball and you're coming with. Aiden, I'm exhausted. From what? He snickers. All you do is play with your wood and walk your cat. Don't fuck with the cat, man. Get ready. I'll be at your house in 15. Climbing out of bed, I throw on some red basketball shorts and a white tee before taking Mr. Sprinkles out for a walk in the yard. My ex, Shayna, and I rescued him from a shelter when we lived in California. I don't know why she agreed because shortly after we brought him home, she admitted she wasn't an animal person. So when we split naturally, I took him with me. I wasn't about to send him back to the shelter. I'm sure it does look funny seeing a 6'2" lumberjack looking fellow walking a cat on a leash, but it's better than letting him run loose and risk scraping Mr. Sprinkles off the side of the road. Mom's worried. You know how she is. You've been back a couple of months now, not going on any dates and sticking to yourself a lot. Aiden says while dribbling the ball around me in circles. A few inches shorter than me and clearly in better shape, my brother was running circles around me this morning. Mom, Mom's been worried since we were in the womb, I tell him, wiping the sweat from my forehead. The poor woman had every right to. Between the two of us, we gave her and Dad a run for their money. Me more than Aiden, I suppose. It's different now, though, since Dad's gone and she's had a rough go with chemo, he tells me. Worry lines forming on his forehead, his eyes trouble. Uh, I know. I know you gave up a lot moving back home, and it's. Oops. I know you gave up a lot moving back home, and it's kind of a drag living up above her garage for now, but you could still get a date or two once in a while. I snatched the ball from him, knocking him hard as I pass, reminding him who the older brother is. I don't know if I'm ready to get back into the dating game. Granted, I am fighting a close to 12-month dry spell, but I've never been the type to sleep around, despite my reputation in high school. What a joke it is trying to find someone you have a connection with at a bar or club. Aiden stops in front of me with a shit-eating grin on his irritating face. You know what I think? He asked. Nope, I don't. But I'm sure gonna but I'm sure you're gonna tell me. I retort, taking the ball under my arm. We both stare at each other and sweat drips down my face as I catch my breath, waiting to hear his latest plan. I really need to hit the gym again. You need to get laid. He smirks, his brown eyes dancing with laughter. Fuck off, I chuckle. Come out with me and the guys tonight. We're going to Mc- McGillicuddy's. Come with me, man. It'll be a good time. Fine, I'll go, but you're buying. I give in, throwing the ball his way. Vincy, there's your deep throats. Where's Billy? She loves these rom coms. Oh no. Chapter 3. Um, Miss Maretti, I'm gonna have a lot more than 3 chapters. I'm afraid. Well, not a lot more, but I'll be reading more than 3 chapters. They're going by pretty quick. I You can't always tell because of the how much conversation goes on. That makes a difference. Where's Billy? All right, somebody go find Billy. I haven't heard anything major about Chicago lately, so. Chapter 3, Gertie. I'm 3 shots in and feeling it. I haven't been out dancing in forever. When Jules called, I was already in my pajamas, and cozy socks for the night. As I snuggled deeper into the blankets, I didn't want to put club wear back on, especially my bra. Hallelujah. But Jules, and I have one on tonight, girls. Somewhere. Here it is. See? I have one on. Not that you can really tell it. Hey, bitch! Where you been? As I snuggled deeper into the blankets, I didn't want to put clubwear back on, especially my bra, but Jules sounded so damn excited. With a sigh, I knew I needed to let off some steam, so I couldn't say no. It had been so long since I'd worn anything even slightly revealing. I probably put on at least 15 pounds since then, but I sucked my stomach in, slid my ass into my skinny jeans, managed to buckle my black corset top, put my heels on, and out we went to one of the local bars in town. I let my worries slip away and feel the music pulsating through my limbs as the alcohol runs through my veins. It's sticky in this old bar, full of bodies trying to escape from reality, to chase away their problems with alcohol and music. Lifting my sweaty hair off my neck, I relish in the freedom of the moment. I'm going to grab another drink. You want one? Jules yells to me over the music. I nod my head yes, looping my arm through hers as we head to the bar. I don't know how you're still single, I tell her as I climb up on the stool. They really should make these things for short people. Hallelujah, praise the Lord, and I don't even have short legs, or I'm not a short person. Karen, when I'm doing a live read, it's mandatory break time. No working. Half the men half the men in this place are checking you out, I add. Why aren't you taking advantage of that? Because I don't want any of them. She laughs. Men don't have the same excitement they did when I was younger. Amen to that too. She shrugs her shoulders and pulls her long red hair into a bun on the top of her head. I don't know. I haven't found anyone in quite a while that actually holds my attention for long, she tells me, looking out onto the dance floor. I thought maybe you were looking for Billy. We've lost Billy tonight. Do you think you'll ever get married again? Ever the romantic, I can't help but ask. Not a fucking chance. I mean, no offense to anyone who believes in it. I just don't buy into the whole marriage thing. Maybe we just aren't built to be monogamous, you know? I wasn't. But I am. Not a cheater lately. Maybe. Still, I hope someday I'll find someone who keeps me interested without controlling my every move. If that's what you want, Gertie, then you should start looking. Don't let life pass you by, girlfriend. I've seen at least 5 different heads turn as you walk by. Go introduce yourself to a few. Cooper keeps me busy enough for now. I don't need another male in my life complicating things and driving me crazy. I get that. She waves her hand to grab the bartender's attention. But you realize women need vitamin O, right? Vitamin what? I ask as she turns back to me with a grin. Oxytocin, nature's ecstasy. That's why orgasms are so important. She yells over the music as I look around me, cheeks heating. I'm serious, she hollers. And if you're not going to get a man, I've got some amazing toys to tell you about. Jules, shh, I stammer, shaking my head. Oh, please. These men should take notes. I've lost count of the times a guy hasn't been able to hit the spot. I need at least one big O a day. It relaxes me. I fall asleep easier. I even think my skin looks clear, don't you? She asked, moving closer for an inspection. You have nice skin, I laugh, agreeing. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Nina Beaner. Um, Ms. Maretti, if nobody told you, Ori is Nina, my right hand, right foot, and right ass cheek. Oh, and my right boob, too. So, just so you know. Actually, she may be the whole ass. Yeah. Vincy, wouldn't you say that Karen? No, Karen might be my left butt cheek. Vincy's definitely my left hand person, so I got her, and probably the neck on my shoulders too. Okay. Isn't this fun, Gert? We haven't been out in forever. She smiles, pulling me close for a hug. I'm having a great time. I'm so glad I let you convince me, I say, squeezing her arm. Hey, I need to pee. I'll be back in a minute. I make my way to the ladies' room, moving between the sweaty bodies. I'd forgotten how walking in heels gets way more difficult after a couple of shots. I quickly reminded I'm quickly reminded as I stumble my way to the bathroom, enter the stall, and sit down, all while trying not to fall face first. I giggled to myself, remembering the time I used the bathroom at the roller skating rink as a kid and fell into the door, causing it to fly open with my pants around my ankles and roller skates on. It had been almost impossible to right myself. I wiped the tears from my eyes. I'm laughing so hard at the memory. Good times. Oh man, I'm still sober enough to realize I'm a bit over my limit. I'm going to regret this in the morning. I head over to the sink and wash my hands before taking back. Did I say wash? I didn't, did I? Wash my hands before taking my phone out of my back pocket. I make sure there are no messages from Elliot about Coop before opening the door and walking into the hallway, heading back to the bar. um, it would probably happen to me now. Had roller skates on recently, did one lap holding onto the rail, and still almost busted my ass. This was in November, and I used to be the one 30 years ago that could skate backwards. I could do two stepping on there. I could do a lot of stuff on there. Now I can't even go around the rink without breaking my. It's like my feet knew what they were supposed to do. The rest of my body didn't know what it was supposed to do. My feet and my brain were on the same page. My body was like, Psh, I don't remember any of this. Way wild. I head over to the sink and wash my hands before. Actually, I'm picturing this whole scene here because I've been there, done that. The whole the whole scene. My niece slash daughter is a medical tech in a hospital, and she shares custody with. I've heard two boys, one who is Cooper, and with her ex, and she sits in line at school a lot. That was just like, oh my gosh, it's the whole thing. Yes. Luckily, we ain't gotten into that getting ready part, crazy stuff yet. But that may not. Well, one might. I don't know. I head over to the sink and wash my hands before my phone and before taking my phone out. I make sure there are no messages from Elliot about Coop before opening the door and walking into the hallway, heading back to the bar. I'm trying not to twist an ankle between the heels, alcohol, and dark hallway. Just as I reach the end, I slam into something warm and solid. Whoa there, a deep voice says, steadying me with a heavy hand. I'm squinting as my eyes slowly try to focus. Big hands, flannel pulled snug across the large, broad chest, knit cap on his head pulled down low with soft brown eyes smiling back at me. In the South, we call those toboggans. Um, since Billy's not here and Karen got hers last night with Nina, Vincey, Jody, we're going to share this one. Reckon he could handle the three of us? The years have been good to him. Sexy as hell until he opens his mouth. Fucking Noah Anders. Noah, I say, annoyed. Sure, Stag. How's it going? No one has called me that annoying nickname since high school, Noah. I'm fine. Thank you. My words slur while sticking my chest out. I try not to notice how good he smells. What is that? Lemon and sandalwood? Of course the jackass would smell amazing. You sure about that, short stack? You look like you may have had more than your share tonight. He grins down at me, a glint in his eyes. I'm a grown woman, Noah. I said I'm fine. I shoot back defensively. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have someone to get back to. Oh, by all means, then. He chuckles while moving out of the way. I hold my head high, sauntering away. Glancing back, I see him checking out my ass and raise my eyebrow at him when his eyes make it back up to my face. He chuckles behind his hand and walks away. Whoa, who ticked you off? Jules asked me when I get back to the bar. You look like you're ready to kill. Nothing. I just ran into someone, I say, trying to shake off the annoyance. Is that someone the bearded hottie that followed you out of the hallway? She laughs. How'd you know? He hasn't stopped looking your way. She winks at me. Jeez, he's maddening. Is he still looking? I ask, not turning around. Let me check. She grins as she glances behind me. Yup, still looking. Do you know the guy or just met him? She asked, eyeing him up and down. He's fucking hot as hell. She licks her lips. I can't disagree with her. He is hot as hell. I wish I had noticed the way his plaid flannel fit snug across his chest with the sleeves pushed up, revealing his strong arms covered in ink. Focus, Gertie. Good looks don't change the fact that he's an asshole. He's a jerk, Jules. I grew up with him. I've told you about him before. Remember the kid that tortured me relentlessly? Ooh, lumber snack, I reckon. And a slumber snack. Noah Andrews was 3 years older than me, the same age as my brother, and one of his best friends. He also lived right next door to us growing up and found a way to irritate me constantly, whether it was putting gum in my hair in elementary school or tossing me in the pool fully dressed at a high school party. If I'm being honest, I was jealous. My brother was my only friend. My brother was one of my only friends growing up. Making friends was tough for me. My name certainly didn't win me any points on the cool meter. I was named after my grandmother, my father's mother, Gertrude Bernice Williams. Ori, Neener Beaner, get, shoo, away. As a child, I wished I had a more modern name, like Krista or Courtney. Besides my name, I was a chubby kid with a flat chest and painfully shy. I would rather have my head in a book than play any sports or go to the mall like the other girls. I wonder what he's doing back here anyway, I say while fighting the urge to look in his direction. He moved away after college. Good looking, amazing smelling bastard. He must have family in the area still. She looks at him again. Yeah, his mom and brother live here. His dad passed away a few years ago. I heard some ladies at the grocery store talking about his mom being sick. Maybe he's here to watch over her. Really sweet lady. I have no idea how she gave birth to the spawn of Satan, Noah Anders. See, Karen, you don't want this one. He's the spawn of Satan. It's brother to your spawn of Satan's. Satan, whatever. Okay, well, one more drink, a little more dancing, and we'll head home, okay? She asked, downing the drink in her hand. Don't want you turning into a pumpkin, she winks. One more, but if I puke in the Uber, I'm blaming it on you. I tell her, holding my finger to flag down the bartender. This place is packed. It's only one of the few decent bars in town, and he's struggling to keep up. I recognize him from high school. Tommy something or other. Hey, Tommy, how have you been? I ask when he finally makes his way over. Can I get a whiskey sour? Sure, Gertie. I'm good. Just crazy busy. I haven't seen you in ages. I don't get out much. Work, a kid. You know how it is. Kids, huh? He wrinkles his nose. Yeah, I'm not a kid guy. But good for you. You look great. He looks me up and down. Thanks. I nod. How much do I owe you? It's already been paid for. Remember Noah Anders from school? He asked, motioning down the end of the bar. He, he said he was picking up the tab for you and your friend tonight. I looked down the bar to see Noah holding up his drink while giving me a wink. No, nope, that's okay, Tommy. We'll pay our own tab. I have. I'm not owing Noah Anders a thing. No fucking way. We still got time. Chapter 4, Noah. Gertie Williams. Wow, did she grow up. Back when we were young, she'd try to tag along with us older kids. For years, I thought she was annoying as hell. Liberty don't have this one. This one belongs to me, Vincy, and Jody. You and Liberty have had the last 5 boyfriends, so you guys go play with your peons or whatever. For years, I thought she was annoying as hell. Then puberty hit, and well, I saw her a little differently. She always was a hot-tempered little thing, too. Quiet until you pissed her off. I'd sometimes I'd sometimes see how far I could push her just to see her fire. I think smiling to myself. I think smiling to myself. One time, I'd caught the quarterback making moves on her at a party after I'd heard him talking about her ass in the locker room. Sure, she was annoying, but I wasn't going to have her hanging around with asshole jocks at school that just wanted to get in her pants. So when I saw the two of them talking at a party later that night, I picked her up and tossed her in the pool to cool her off. Man, was she mad. Tonight, I watched her dancing out on the floor, moving her full curvy hips back and forth. She didn't even notice me until I made sure we collided in the hallway outside the bathrooms. I'm not a small man by any means, and had walked by her more than once at the bar, even clearing my throat loudly once. I thought she would have noticed me. She was so focused on her conversation with her friend that she didn't even glance my way. She also didn't notice how she attracted all the men's attention out on the floor. Or maybe she didn't give a shit. Either way, I didn't see a ring on her finger or a man with her. Oh, yeah, you know I like to watch. You know I like it when. Because you were late. You're late to the party. You can have Elliot. There's another dude in here. You can have him. Either way, I didn't see a ring on her finger or any man with her. If she was mine, I'd have a hell of a time letting her out of my sight. Hell, she wasn't even mine and I couldn't keep my eyes off her. She looked so carefree, so happy and sexy as fuck. I smiled watching her enjoy herself, feeling the music without a care in the world. Her light brown skin had a glow to it, and I watched her as a trickle of sweat made its way down between her breasts, her head thrown back as she moved. A vision of her riding my cock passed through my mind, and that was it for me. I called Tommy over so I could pick up her tab. Girls back in California ate that shit up. I thought it would make a good impression. Guess I'm not in Cali anymore. Earth to Noah, Aiden says, waving his hand in front of my face. Gertie Williams, huh? She's cute, man. You should hit that. You sound like a fucking teenager, I complained, taking a swig of my beer. Hit that? Whatever. You talk to her? He asked. Couple of words, I say, peeling at the label on my bottle. She turned you down, didn't she? He laughs out loud, patting me on my back. Yep. Man, the old Anders charm usually gets them. You must be out of practice. I could go talk to that hot redhead she's with and score you some points. I don't need my little brother's help with a woman. Besides, it's surprising you get any women in this town with a mug like yours. I shoot back. Oh, I get my fair share of good puss. All right, I interrupt him. I'm gonna head home for the night. See you at mom. See you at mom's. You got it. Hey Noah, calls as I turn to leave. It's nice to have you back home. It's nice to be here, brother. I make my way to my truck parked out front in time to see Gertie and her friend sliding into the back of a car, and I watch as they drive off. Man, that girl is something. I look through my phone contacts to see if I still have her brother's number before getting into my truck. His little sister has me curious. All right, one more chapter, girls, and then we're gonna call it quits here. Chapter 5, Gertie. I open my eyes, squinting at the bright sunlight coming through the curtains, and glance over in my bed as the events of last night come back to me. I chuckle, looking over at Jules sprawled out next to me. Her red hair is a rat's nest around her, and she only has one fake eyelash on. By the time we made it home, we just threw ourselves down in my bed and passed out. I'm not used to staying out that late anymore. Honestly, not since my college years. I know, just they're okay with Elliot. Elliot's fine. Trust me. Trust me. They don't deserve Aiden. Not after the past 4 or 5 books. My head is pounding like a jackhammer, and I groan as I hear knocking at my front door. What time is it? I glance over at the clock and jump up, seeing it's past 11. I stumble to the door, smoothing my hair down and trying to wipe the smeared mascara from under my eyes. Mommy! Cooper yells as I open the door. We was knocking forever! He yells, hugging me tight and darting off towards his room. I look up at Elliot to see him staring at me, eyes wide, mouth slack jaw. Hey, I laugh nervously, yanking up my corset top, failing to cover myself. Jules and I got in late last night, I explained as his eyes roam over my body, narrowing at the sight. We went dancing, I continue. Uh, I got Cooper this, he says quickly, while thrusting a fishbowl in my arms, splashing a bit of water on my chest. You got him a fish? I asked with wide eyes and raised brows. How strange and un-Elliot like. I know we should have discussed it beforehand and planned accordingly, but he was so enamored with the animals at the zoo that when he mentioned the idea, I jumped at it. Spontaneously, I guess you could say. He raises an eyebrow at me. It's not lost on me. He uses the word I did when I was asked by our marriage counselor what we were lacking. No, that's fine, I mutter, looking down at the little fish swimming about. I had intended to keep it at my house, but he said he wanted to keep it at home, meaning here with you, he adds with a slightly sad scowl. Mommy, you met Clowny. Do you like him? He's cool, right, Mom? Cooper chimes in, joining us while dragging Jules down the hall. Coop, I think he's the coolest fish I've ever seen, buddy. I smile down at him. Life's too short to get pissed off about a surprise goldfish. At least it's not a puppy. Why don't you and Jules set Clowny up in your room and I'll make you some lunch? I had to work Monday morning wearing my worn blue scrubs and scuffed up purple Crocs. I pulled my thick long hair up into a bun at the top of my head and washed my hands as I looked over the schedule for the day. As a visiting nurse, some days I'm working at the hospital and others I'm providing in home care for patients. It's a large hospital, one of the best in New York. I provide assessments, administer treatments, and communicate with providers to help develop a plan tailored to each of my patients' needs. I love my job. I love helping people and feeling needed. It can be tough when you bond with patients that you know aren't doing well, but in the end, I hope I've made their journey easier, no matter the end result. I hadn't always wanted to get into this field, but after my parents passed away in a car wreck at the end of my senior year of high school, it became a mission of mine to help others who were suffering. I wish I had been able to help my mom and dad. They both died on impact that horrible day, but grief doesn't always think realistically. After that summer, I threw myself into classes, determined that if I couldn't help them, I could help someone else. I needed a goal, something to keep me busy. I think they'd be proud of me, which helps with the pain of their loss. As I'm going through my schedule for the next few weeks, I flip through the pages of patients I'll be working with. Mr. Beans, a sweet elderly gentleman in his 80s. Miss Calcutta, a woman with sharp wit and an even sharper tongue that one should be That one should be interesting. Then on the last page, I see Mrs. Anders' name on my list for in home care. Seems I can't get away from the Anders family day these days. Go away, Nina. Have I not already shooed you away, bitch? I pack my things and take the short drive to Mrs. Anders' home, taking in my old neighborhood on the way. The trees are so much larger than I remember, and more houses have been built. Guess that's what happens. Life goes on whether the people you love have passed away or not. I pull into the Anders driveway, seeing my childhood home next door. My stomach doing somersaults as bittersweet memories of my past coming back to me. Some good, some not. But today is not the day to dwell on my past. Bitches, get out of my room. Go find your little old beta somewhere. Nancy is even sweeter than I remember. She always reminded me of Carol on the Brady Bunch or the mom on Leave It to Beaver. The kind of mother that has dinner on the table every night at the same time and never misses a sports event her kids are at. My own mom tried to do those things, but her depression won most days, leaving her in bed. We spend our afternoon playing cards. I hold her frail arm as we walk through her flower garden while she shares memories about her boys. The memories of her sweet little rascals, as she refers to them, are entertaining, and I can't help but think of Cooper. It's comforting hearing how a mother's love and adoration outweigh any memories of frustration she felt raising two rowdy boys that tested her patience. I hope to God I'm not screwing this parenting thing up. If she can still feel this type of affection for Noah, there's hope. I swear to you, Gertie, I left the boys alone for not even 5 minutes to grab the mail, and I find them in the bathroom with new haircuts. Oh no! I gasp, covering my mouth as I laugh. I've been careful to keep scissors away from Cooper for fear of this very thing. Oh, Gertie, you should have seen them. Hair all over the floor, a tiny cereal bowl on Aiden's head. He must have seen the idea on TV or something. I certainly didn't give the idea. She huffs. For some reason, let Aiden. For some reason, Noah let Aiden cut his first. He's lucky he didn't lose an eye, she explains. Instead of ending up looking like he had a mushroom on top of his head, instead of looking like he had a mushroom on top of his head, she finishes, holding her stomach in laughter. Excuse me, are we interrupting something? I hear a deep voice ask from behind. I wipe the tears of laughter from my eyes and look to see Noah and his brother Aiden watching us intently. Ma, really? The haircut story again? Aiden complains, shaking his head, his cheeks red with embarrassment. You earned that story being told more than once, honey. The hairdresser had a heck of a time trying to fix those mushroom cuts. She smiles as he bends down to hug her, holding her tight. I feel that familiar twinge in my heart, missing my own mother's hugs. As complicated as our relationship was, there's nothing like your mom. I watch as Noah comes forward, hugging her next, enveloping her frail frame in his big arms. I watch as he gently kisses the top of her head. You're filthy, Noah. Where have you been? She asked him in a raspy voice, trying to wipe black streaks of what looks like grease from his worn, tattered white teeth. I've been trying to get Dad's old car working. He gazes past her, meeting my eyes. Outside the darkness of the bar and not surrounded by so many people, I get an even better look at him. He appears the same as he did as a teen, just larger, more handsome even. Broader build, wider shoulders, mortifying muscles, a trimmed beard covering his jaw. I snicker, remembering him and my brother comparing the two hairs on the top of their lips that they called mustaches. Short, short stack. It's been a while, Aiden says, interrupting my thoughts while pulling me in for a bear hug. I can't help but giggle as he lifts me off my feet, twirling me around. How's my girl? He asked, silly and carefree, and the same age as I am. I always liked him better than his annoying brother. Really well, thanks, I answer as he puts me down and I smooth down my shirt. I never see you around town. What have you been up to? He asked. Working a lot, I shrug. Being a mom, no time for much else. I fight the urge to acknowledge Noah standing behind us. I can feel his eyes on me. Gertie has a little boy about the same age as. Gertie has a little boy about the same age as you boys were when you got a hold of those scissors. I've been trying to convince her to bring him over for a swim. We hardly use the pool these days. Nancy pops up. I don't want to intrude. Cooper can be a handful, I try to argue. He's as wild as he is sweet. Nonsense. He can't be any worse than these two fools. She laughs, heading back into the house. Follow me, Gertie. I have some cookies I want to send you home with. That's beside the point. Short stack. Noah has been silent up until now. Walking behind me, he feels so close I can feel the warmth coming off his body. The hairs stand up on the back of my neck as he leans down close to whisper in my ear. My brother? My brother calls you short stack and you giggle? He even got a hug? What's that about, Gertie? His warm, minty breath on the side of my neck, along with his cologne, is a Haiti mix. I thought we were friends once upon a time. I stopped short, looking at him, towering over me, a mischievous look in his eye, his square jaw and full lips grinning down at me. I wouldn't classify us as ever being friends, Noah. And what are you, jealous? I ask, smirking. Maybe, he chuckles. Your brother, I answer, not backing down under his heavy gaze, isn't an asshole. I hear his deep laugh as I make my way into the kitchen, leaving him behind. There you go. Oh, Neener Beaner, you know I share with you. You get to talk to Big Daddy anytime you want to. You sending dirty pics. I mean, hell, showed up here, I'd let you suck it. You know I would. Thank you, Miss Maretti, for letting me read this. This is a great book. I will be finishing it, and I do plan on my niece daughter. I do plan on she'll be reading it. Wasn't it though, Jody? It was very good, wasn't it? So yeah, you got to see us wild and crazy, but on the down low of it. You didn't get to see the full force of it. We just kind of gave you a little bit of it because it's pretty good tonight. All right, ladies, have a great weekend. Jody and I are going to get ready for the snow that may or may not happen come Saturday night, Sunday. I think she will end up with some, and I hope I don't. But, it was like 70 degrees here today, so, and I'm not lying either. It was 69 when I looked at my phone at one time. Jody, I'll send your ass back to Australia. No, better yet, I'll send your ass to Canada. Don't be getting all down with the snow. See, I'll send you up there. You can go play with snow. Um, Short story, Jody's from Australia and she lived on the north coast, which means she never saw snow. It's like our south coast. Yeah, she never saw snow until she came here, moved to Georgia, and turned into a Georgia girl like me. We only live like 2 hours away from each other. So, all right, everybody go get the book. It's free on KU, so go get it while you can. It's going to be good. And this is book one of two, I'm assuming. I didn't look to see, but if Aiden's got a book and it's Anders' brother's novel, so I figured there's probably two at least. So go get it, read it, and get ready to laugh, I'm sure. I know I'm ready. Writing Aiden's now. Oh boy. All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Happy reading.